Welcome to Stoic Lessons from Historical Events, Episode 27 of 100, The Great Fire of London, Rebuilding a City, Explore History through the Lens of Stoic Philosophy. In our 27th episode, we delve into the Great Fire of London and the subsequent rebuilding of the city, uncovering timeless wisdom and resilience that inspire us today. If you find value in our content, please subscribe, like, and share with friends and family. Your support helps us bring these powerful stories and teachings to a wider audience. Thank you for joining us on this journey towards wisdom and growth. The Great Fire of London, Rebuilding a City. What led to the Great Fire of London? In the late summer of 1666, London was a city of narrow, winding streets and closely packed wooden buildings. The city had endured a long, dry summer, making the timber-framed houses and shops particularly vulnerable to fire. On the night of September 2nd, a small fire broke out in the bakery of Thomas Fariner on Pudding Lane. Fanned by strong easterly winds and fueled by the flammable materials in the buildings, the fire quickly spread. The city's inadequate firefighting resources and the decision to demolish buildings to create fire breaks came too late to prevent the rapid spread of the blaze. Who were the key figures in the Great Fire of London? Several key figures played important roles during the Great Fire and the subsequent rebuilding of London. Thomas Fariner, the baker whose shop was the fire's origin, witnessed the destruction of his livelihood. Sir Thomas Bloodworth, the Lord Mayor of London, initially underestimated the severity of the fire, famously dismissing it as a manageable event. King Charles II and his brother, the Duke of York, later James II, took direct action to help fight the fire, organizing firefighting efforts and the creation of fire breaks. Christopher Wren, the famed architect, emerged as a central figure in the reconstruction efforts, designing many of the new buildings and the plan for a rebuilt London. These individuals' actions were crucial in both the immediate response to the fire and the long-term recovery of the city. How did the Great Fire of London unfold? The Great Fire of London unfolded over 4 days, causing immense destruction. Starting in the early hours of September 2nd, the fire spread rapidly through the dense network of wooden structures. Attempts to fight the fire with bucket brigades were largely ineffective. By September 4th, the fire had consumed much of the medieval city of London, including 87 churches, numerous homes, and the iconic St. Paul's Cathedral. The fire was finally brought under control on September 6th, when the winds died down and the fire breaks began to take effect. Despite the devastation, relatively few lives were lost. The fire left an estimated 70,000 of the city's 80,000 residents homeless. What were the consequences of the Great Fire of London? The consequences of the Great Fire of London were profound and transformative. The immediate aftermath saw the city in ruins, with thousands of people displaced and living in makeshift shelters. The economic impact was severe, with businesses destroyed and trade disrupted. The fire prompted a re-evaluation of building practices and city planning. King Charles II and Parliament passed the Rebuilding of London Act in 1667, which set out regulations for safer building materials and wider streets. Christopher Wren's ambitious plans for a new, more orderly London included the redesign of St. Paul's Cathedral and the construction of numerous churches and public buildings. The fire also led to the establishment of the first fire insurance company, helping to mitigate the financial risks of future fires. Why is the Great Fire of London significant in history? The Great Fire of London is significant as a turning point in urban planning and fire safety. The devastation forced the city to modernize, leading to the implementation of stricter building codes and the use of fire-resistant materials. The fire also highlighted the need for better organized and more effective firefighting services, leading to improvements in fire prevention and response. The rebuilding of London showcased the talents of architects like Christopher Wren and set new standards for city design and construction. The Great Fire also marked the end of the medieval city of London and the beginning of a more modern, resilient urban landscape. How does the legacy of the Great Fire of London influence us today? As the story of the Great Fire of London continues to be told, its legacy influences contemporary urban planning and fire safety. The lessons learned from the fire underscore the importance of building regulations and fire-resistant materials in preventing and mitigating urban fires. The fire's aftermath also highlights the need for effective emergency response systems and the role of government and community in recovery and rebuilding efforts. Today, London's architecture and city layout bear the marks of the post-fire reconstruction, with many of Christopher Wren's designs still standing. The Great Fire serves as a historical lesson in resilience, adaptation, and the enduring spirit of a city rebuilding from disaster. Thank you for watching. If you like our content, please subscribe and share our content. Have a wonderful day, everyone. See you at the next episode.